Hallo Schätzchen, was führt euch hierher? Also was mich angeht, ich war gerade spazieren und dachte nichts Böses, da hat mich auf einmal eine Horde rotäugiger Monster umzingelt, die mich fressen wollten. Wenn die netten Schüler nicht gewesen wären, die mir zu Hilfe gekommen sind, hätten die mich bestimmt mit sich kleine Stücke gerissen. Diese Burschen sind echt kräftig und flink. Ihr hättet mal sehen sollen, wie sie die Viecher verhauen haben. Das ganze Training macht sich offenbar bezahlt. Ich dachte, das ist so eine andere. Oh.
I welcome you once again to Angri-La, honored luminary. As I believe you know, it is my privilege to serve as High Lama of this most sacred temple.
I am to address you as Your Holiness, correct? Might I ask what you and your people know of my companion?
Why, everything, of course. We have awaited his coming ever since the day he entered this world, in the castle of Dundrasil.
Waiting for him? What do you mean?
I mean exactly what I say, nothing more. Tell me, do you recognize the symbol on this banner? It is the emblem of Dundrasil. Since the age of heroes, the princes of that nation have come here to train with us for 6 years of their youth. Your young friend was born a prince of Dundrasil. Thus did we expect him to come here as a boy and study under the great Grand Master Pang. Sadly, that was not to be.
So if fate had been kinder, you would have spent a good part of your childhood here. What of his tutor, this Grand Master Pang you speak of?
When the Lord of Shadows brought the world tree low, the Master set out to summon a magical mandala to protect the temple from destruction. The spell succeeded, but its power was too great. Grand Master Pang did not return.
A noble sacrifice indeed.
Now that the Master is gone, it falls to me to guide you. Come to the field of discipline. It lies behind this hall.
Was wir sehen müssen?
It is a shame that the Grand Master cannot be here. I would have liked to meet one so noble. Come, let us see what His Holiness has in store.
Das ist ein Kind. Egal wie stark oder nicht stark es ist ein Kind. Ah. Aber nicht viel. Das Dalai Lama. Was will er uns hier zeigen, der Kleine?
Beyond those doors lies the field of discipline, where students of Angri-La strive for enlightenment. Before we tread upon this hallowed ground, let me tell you a little of our history, and of the luminary of legend himself, Erdwin. Before setting out to defeat the Dark One, Erdwin came to our temple to learn from the Wise Ones, who made their homes here even then. The first Grand Master, i.e., accepted him as a disciple and trained him in the secrets of spiritual realization. But he did not train alone. During his time here, he met someone who would change his fate.
Who was this person?
Another of Yi's disciples, a young mage whose talent outshone that of all who had come before. A man named Morkant. Erdwin and Morkant would train together every day, each striving to outstrip the other. Though they were fierce rivals, they became firm friends. When their training was complete, Morkant joined with Erdwin in his quest to slay the Dark One. Without Morkant's magic, he might never have prevailed. Before setting out, they carved an inscription into this stone, a pledge of eternal friendship. It has been a treasure of ours ever since.
Morkant. I have not heard the name before.
Now allow me to show you to the field of discipline, if you would be so good as to follow me.
Na, immer doch. Hätte man ruhig auflassen können. Oh, nö. Hier ist echt viel Platz. Eis, Schnee. Sonst?
Welcome to the field of discipline. Since the age of heroes, many a would-be warrior has spilt sweat and blood upon these flagstones. If your karma had been different, this is where you would have trained under Grand Master Pang, like all the princes of Dundrasil before you. I have brought you here so that you might stand in the footsteps of your ancestors. An unbroken line leading all the way back to the Age of Heroes. Even your grandfather, Lord Robert, completed his training here. The memory of his achievements shall live long in the temple's memory.
His achievements?
Pang was a harsh master. With this implement, disciples whose efforts were lacking were given motivation, directly to their fundament. It became known as the Naughty Stick. During the course of his 6 years of tuition, your grandfather's right honourable posterior was paddled an unprecedented 10,000 times. The tale of Lord Robert's road to enlightenment lives on to this day. Every disciple knows that he must focus at all times, lest he face the same fate.
Ouch.
A legendary achievement indeed.
You are worried for your grandfather, yes? Do not be. Lord Robert overcame every challenge set for him by the Grand Master. The fall of the World Tree would not have been enough to extinguish one so resilient. He is alive. I sense it. Tonight there will be a modest feast in the High Hall to celebrate your long-awaited arrival. We would be greatly honored if you would join us. We may not be able to aid you as we would have done were Master Pang still with us, but in this respect at least, we can provide.
An diesem Abend gibt der hohe Lama ein Festmahl zu Ehren von der schwer geprüften Schüler sind überglücklich, ihre Ausbildung eines Abend lang vergessen zu können und essen, trinken und tanzen bis früh in den Morgen. Schließlich spricht ein neuer... Okay. Also wir haben nichts geleistet, aber kriegen erstmal ein
Awake
Festmahl.
at last, hm? It is high time we were on our way. If the Grand Master was still alive, perhaps we might have learned something to help us in our fight against the Lord of Shadows. Sadly, it was not to be.
Oh, irgendwie hat er leider recht. So hat das irgendwie keinen wirklichen Zweck oder Sinn. Verziehen wir uns.
And the hermit? What news of him?
Forgive
forgive us, Your Holiness. The monsters on the mountain path were too strong. We were unable to reach him.
I see.
Your Holiness, is there a problem?
Yes, Sir Hendrik. I fear there is. You see, 2 weeks ago a hermit visited us, unannounced. Then just as suddenly departed for the top of the mountain.
Alone? Whatever for?
That I do not know. The moment he heard that Master Pang had passed away, he ran from the temple. He was last seen climbing the path to the summit. The mountain has become infested with monsters, emboldened and strengthened by the rise of the Lord of Shadows. It is a perilous place indeed. This being so, I dispatched a group of disciples to return him to safety. As you can see, things did not go quite as planned.
I have trained all my life for a moment such as this, and yet I have failed in my first true test. I have brought shame upon Angri-La.
Might we be able to offer some assistance?
I thank you for your kindness, but you are guests here. I cannot ask you to undertake such...
A knight of Heliodor does not abandon an innocent in need. These people have shown us great kindness. It is only right that we do them a kindness in return.
Thank you from the bottom of my heart, but I cannot allow you to bear this burden alone. We must depart for the summit of Mount Panglai without delay. After exiting the temple, we will take the path to the east in order to begin our ascent.
Was will der Kleine uns denn begleiten? Soll er von mir aus, aber ich glaube nicht daran, dass er eine Hilfe ist. Er ist das große Lama, aber ich weiß nicht. Himalaya. Da hinten drüben, aber okay. Wenn das nun das ist. Der Gaul des Grauens, aber die kennen wir doch eigentlich schon. Oh. Der schwarze Drachen. Okay, der schwarze Drachen könnte ein bisschen böse werden. Aber ich will es halt gerade wissen. Ich dachte vor allem, dass uns der Kleine irgendwie hilft. Dass der voll so stark ist.
My thanks. Luminary!
Okay, wie schaffen die Drachen?
Victory will be ours!
Ich habe mich gerade auf den Reiter gesetzt. Gemeinheit. Darf man sich hier nicht mal einfach auf so einen Drachen setzen? Dann losdüsen. Ah nee, hier oben ist nichts. Und hoch geht's. Einsiedel. Es könnte Bodo sein. Er ist ja nicht mehr so der König, er ist ja eher so der Landstreicher, so gibt er sich zumindest. Das sieht nicht nach ihm aus. Ausruhen. Schmieden werden natürlich auch sinnvoll, aber eigentlich wollte ich nur rasten.
It seems we are too late. Is this the hermit we came in search of?
Unfortunately so. He was in deep meditation when he breathed his last. I am glad at least that he was prepared to meet his fate. But that posture, it is awful. Uniquely awful. I know it from somewhere.
Das ist Bodo.
Incredible! Issue 1 of the Ogler's Digest. And in mint condition.
Er ist auch pervers.
Ah, indeed. It seems our friend here made his peace with the world before departing. This, at least, is some small solace. Huh? But this is one of the royal treasures of Dundrasil. Why would a lowly hermit have such a... By the skies! Can it really be?
Lord Robert!
Your grandfather was Master Pang's most fervent disciple. Can he have chosen to follow his mentor to the next life, perhaps?
No, he is still breathing.
What?
His spirit hovers in the place between life and death. It is only a matter of time before he passes the point of no return. But there may yet be a way to save him. If you were to follow him into the void, you might be able to bring him back.
But how? Is this even possible?
The ancient teachings tell us that the summit of Mount Panglai stands at the crossroads between this world and the next. If you will permit me, I can perform an ancient rite that will send you to the place between worlds. But it is not a decision to be taken lightly. Once that place is entered, there is no guarantee of return. Well, will you take that chance? Will you visit the void and bring Lord Robert back to us?
Natürlich.
Very well. I will prepare for the ritual. Tell me when you are ready, and we will begin.
Ja, direkt würde ich mal sagen. Oh. Wand des Großmeisters. Dann go.
It is time to depart for the place to which every soul must go, but from which few ever return. It is my oh, my oh, my oh.
What is this foolish dance? What manner of ritual is this?
Eine Hypnose. Nayo, nayo, nayo. Oh. Hat scheinbar geklappt. Nayo hat geklappt. Die Zwischenwelt. Geh mir aus dem Weg.
Another wandering soul drifts into my domain. Welcome, child, to the end of your journey. Destiny is cruel indeed to send me one so young. This may be a fruitless question, given the vacant expression you wear, but do you know what fate awaits you here? He is wise beyond his years. An intellectual giant. I must return to the world above and tell everyone I met such a marvel. Do you think me a fool, boy? Do not pretend. There is no need for pretense here. Let me unburden you of at least a little of your ignorance. I will explain in simple terms that even an idiot may understand. As you see, this world is a blank slate. It is a place of nothingness. Before Yggdrasil fell, departed souls would come here before returning to the World Tree. But now that the tree is gone, it is a place with an entrance but no exit. A dead end for the dead. A spiritual cul-de-sac. What I'm trying to tell you is that you will never leave this world. Before long, your soul will dissipate and be lost to the void. As long as the cycle of souls is interrupted, all who die will suffer the same fate. Until at last, the Lord of Shadows is the only one who remains. This is your destiny. Accept it, for you cannot change it.
Wir können
Or
alles
do you
ändern.
cling to the vain hope that the heart of Yggdrasil may be recovered from Mordegon's clutches? If you do, you are a fool. And yet, you would not be alone in your foolishness. There are others who refuse to accept that all is lost. Some people just don't know when to give up.
Jetzt treffen wir Bodo wieder. Wenn ein helles Zeichen einst die Finsternis firmament durchbricht, zeigt der Sonne am dunklen Himmel drohend strahlend ihr Gesicht und vertreibt alsbald die schwarze Nacht mit ihrem heiligen Licht. Oh, der scheint stark geworden zu sein.
Did you think that he chose death out of a sense of despair? You could not be more wrong. He came here with hope in his heart. The hope that one day he will defeat the Lord of Shadows. Your grandfather came to find me so that I might teach him the last of my secrets. You know who I am, of course. Foolish child. I am Pang, Grand Master of Angri-La. Your grandfather's teacher and tormentor. Do you see the magic circle that surrounds him? The precise pattern of movements draws energy from the ether and channels it to create the mandala of Yggdrasil. This is the final secret. He has been flailing away like this ever since he arrived here. It is not good for him at his age. But when the great sigil is complete, he will have mastery over a power not seen since the Age of Heroes. Get out, Knight! Don't you dare give up now! I'll beat your bottom black and blue, I swear it!
Oh!
Alles okay?
Well, would you look at that? Perhaps he is not completely useless after all.
Er hat es also gemeistert.
Hey! Did you see that? I finally did it! Oh, it was beautiful!
Yes, very impressive. I thought you had gone soft in your dotage, but it seems you still have some guts.
Jings, Grandmaster Pang, was that praise? Hoo-hoo! For the first time in my long life, she's actually paid me a compliment. Oh, that's warmed my cockles more than 100 nips of the hard stuff.
Perhaps if you could stop congratulating yourself for one moment and squint beyond the end of your bulbous nose, you would see we have a visitor.
Oh my! Is it really you, laddie? Och, not you as well. Your poor young life snatched away from you.
Oh,
man.
Stop your sniveling. The boy is alive.
He's what? But what's he doing here then?
He and his friends found your body and sent his soul from the world above to bring you back.
Ah, really? But I only came here to... And you went to all that trouble. As you can see, I'm perfectly fine. Finer than ever, in fact. Now that I've learned the final secret, you and me are going to be unstoppable. Come on, let's get back to our bodies and show that Lord of Shadows what we're made of.
Stop right there! Where do you think you are going?
I can't thank you enough for all you've done, Grandmaster. But now that my training's finished, I need to be on my way.
Finished? Oh, but we haven't even begun. Honored luminary, if you would like to follow me. Your grandfather has mastered the last secret of Angry-La. He now has the power to send enemies straight to the beyond. It is a technique first devised in the Age of Heroes by Morkant, brother-in-arms of the Luminary of Legend. For you, I have a technique no less impressive. An attack of such incredible power that it can tear through all 4 dimensions. It was devised by Erdwin himself during his training with IE, our first Grand Master. And it will give you strength beyond reckoning, Luminary.
Well, that can't be a bad thing. Me with Morkant's spell and you with Erdwin's attack. We'll be unstoppable.
If you can master it. None since Erdwin has been able to do so. The training you must undergo to acquire this power will be more intense, more relentless. Well, do you think you have what it takes to endure this most trying of trials?
Natürlich.
I knew you would make the right choice. Now, the first step is to focus your mental energies and call forth a blade of pure light.
Ein Geisterschwert.
As good as can be expected for a first attempt. The heat of battle should help to speed you up a little.
Battle? You mean you're going to fight him? Oh, no, the poor lad's not ready.
Me? Why would I rumple my nice clean robe when I have you to do my dirty work for me?
What? You're going to make me fight my own grandson?
Who better, Lord Robert? You have mastered all our secrets now. There is no one better suited to the task. And besides, I've always wanted to see 2 princes of Dundrasil battling it out.
Natürlich.
Before we continue, allow me to give your grandfather an unfair advantage.
Einen unfairen Vorteil.
Oh. 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 Oh, aye! I've not felt this alive in decades! Let me at the little blighter!
That's the spirit. Don't hold back. Show him the true power of our last and greatest secret.
Just you watch me.
Luminary, prepare yourself. Beat back the onslaught and unleash the technique if you can. The more you use it, the stronger it will become. You must practice until it is perfect.
Here I come, laddie. It's time to show you what this old man can do.
Wenn wüsste, wie in Wirklichkeit
Come on
aussieht.
then, laddie.
Show me your strength.
Uff. Ja, es war extrem stark geworden.
Not like this. This is the end for you.
Ich hätte nicht erwartet, dass es so stark wird.
Can you tell which is which?
Ach nö, nicht die Spielchen. Die Spielchen mit den Doppelungen ist... Ja, mag ich nicht. Aber wir machen ordentlich Schaden mit dem Schwert. Verdammt. Nur 500.
Oh, yes. Wonderful. I must say, I doubted you had it in you. But you have proved me wrong.
Quadrahieb.
The power of the technique comes from your heart. Hone that greatest of weapons, and none will be able to stand before you. Now, I think it's time we peeled that old degenerate off the flagstones, don't you?
You beat me, even with the last secret of Angry-La on my side. Oh, I can't believe how much you've grown, laddie.
You weren't too much of an embarrassment, no. Perhaps I finally have a disciple worthy of the name.
Oh!
So this is where you have been hiding.
Wait, I know that voice.
Mordegan.
Sniveling worms. You thought to escape my clutches by cowering here in this ruined world. You have only delayed the inevitable.
No!
Verdammt.
Curse you! I had thought your powers could not reach us here. It seems I underestimated you. So inconsiderate. There was one last thing I wanted to teach you. Fine. It seems we must do it the hard way. You two will just have to learn the ultimate ability here and now.
What? So the last secret of Angry-La wasn't the last one?
Of course not, foolish man. There is another. A supreme skill devised by Grandmaster, i.e. Well, don't just stand there. Combine your powers. Revive the technique that was lost to us, so that I can die happy.
You dare to resist me?
Oh Gott.
You must do exactly as I say. Exactly when I say it. We have only one chance. Robert, do not think. Act. Use the technique I taught to you.
Yeah!
Now, Luminary! Unleash Quadra Slash! Yes, the last and greatest of all the secrets of Angry-La. Solar Flare!
Ui.
He is back with us.
Wie geht's Bodo?
But he is greatly weakened. We must get him to the temple right away.
Müde von Abenteuern in der Zwischenwelt sinkt er in tiefen schlafen Traum. Sieht er das lächelnde Gesicht Großmutter Pengs im Schein der ultimative von Klatschmandu. Schließlich bricht ein neuer Tag an.
Ah. You are finally awake. Good. I feared you had suffered some lasting injury. Lord Robert awoke a short while ago. He's outside speaking with the High Lama. We should join them.
Na dann. Dann scheint da soweit alles gut zu sein.